maybe not the Badang this time.
Well, both the Badang and the Grok have walls.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Frizzler and the Hilo.
Oh, just as Chris
That's
mentioned.
better. That's better.
Yeah, so that's a revitalized.
You did say yeah, revitalize, so they grabbed that.
Class is in session.
And there you go, Alice.
So do behave.
Yeah, we had a really good conversation about Alice earlier. I'm not gonna talk about it, but yeah. Alice
Please play the new skin.
top tier. Top tier.
He can be more than that, and we'll see if he's able to do that here as we head into game number 3 of Aurora and Twisted Minds.
Now, when you're talking about like possible light heroes, I feel like you actually knocked it on the head there.
Yeah.
Hylos is just so good against this one, especially against a Leomord who wants to just keep attacking you. Again, being soaked into that ring of punishment slows you down, slows down your attack speed so much. You can't really go head to head against it. And Nosha also has to remember that, especially since a Claude is hyper-dependent on attack speed to make sure that the damage sinks in.
Yeah, and I guess this will be a much careful start for Aurora too. It's not like Light could just keep going for the invade all by himself like he did on the Badang previously. So it's expected to be a bit more stable, and they have to acknowledge the fact too that this early game threat of Twisted through the Khalid and Juicin is a lot to deal with already. So they just have to really make sure that Demon Kite doesn't get as disturbed in the farm.
Yeah.
Because Tracy's already trying to do just that.
Yeah, this is also just a little more passive for Aurora to start with because, again, Light can't really do much to get away, you know? So it's better, like we just saw in the previous series, you don't have the level 4, you don't have the Glorious Pathway, you're going to kind of be stuck there, especially against this. So taking it slow and steady, at least for now. We already know that they want to play into this first turtle. Demon Kite will go ahead and do a little bit of counter jungling right now. It's happening on the other side of the map too. He's going to go for Nasha. Nasha taking a couple shots. We'll get away with that BMI. And they'll set up. Turtle's coming up in a couple seconds. He had to pop the Purify as well, so they'll rotate on up.
Yeah, in that sense, definitely very worth it, especially now that they're Twisted Mind's actually in full control of this turtle pit. Let's see if the Teresa's going to join in.
Yep, MP, he's got control of the turtle right now. I'm not sure if Edward's actually going to jump on in. He does with the penalty zone. Throne of Ruin to answer. Now Edward quite low. Even with the body of Smith, he falls down, but it's going to be a trade right now, the 1-for-1. But here comes Yue coming through with his own Sandstorm. And now Demon Kite gets dragged back with the Lantern, and he can't escape it. Tracy will make it happen and survive to tell the tale.
How is he still alive? I thought there was a basic attack that could catch up to him.
I
But
saw that.
I guess the damage was just not enough to finish off the kill, but nonetheless, it was Twisted Minds who actually got the better trade there.
Yeah, they really did. Again, Edward did his very best to make sure he could equalize after the turtle. I mean, they were probably going to miss out on the retribution, so it was a very good attempt. But again, just the survivability of this lineup, those small regens, those ticks of health, just really can catch you by surprise.
Yeah, Tracy, man, playing out of his mind now, back-to-back Khalid games.
I guess they weren't really able to fully calculate what could have happened after that, because again, it was a fight where both the XP laners were no longer present. The trades were both Lansu and Edward. So I understand if Aurora just kept fighting with the remaining firepower that they had, but at the same time, Twisted Minds, they had just so much ways to stay in the game, the sustain. This Alice being an Alice, and the Khalid just having that quick sand guard.
Actually, even Sean, right? Even Sean on the one is going to be able to sustain so long. So I don't mind that they're able to just keep fighting. But that, you know, Aurora has to be very aware of that. Again, building that anti-heal, you have to know when to fight into it, especially against Lansu's Alice.
Yeah. Okay, so far, we see that there's a very slight lead in the hands of Twisted, and I also like how Lansu is really keeping hold of Edward, which is very crucial as we take a look at this upcoming objective. We'll see if it starts with another penalty zone or Throne of Ruin.
Yep, Demon Kite might actually be part of this fight. Meanwhile, Nasha will stay down bot. Half health on Turtle. Yue's got his own Raging Sandstorm. They're going to go for it, dropping it down. Barbiel's called Phantom Steed, but Turtle's already secured. There's a Raging Sandstorm from Yue, but Sean comes in with his own beacon, and now they're forced to fight as Light falls. King.
This is just excellent movements here. Again, commending Yue for a very nice attempt. Basically fighting a Raging Sandstorm with a Raging Sandstorm of his own, but just not as good if you have like an Alice soaking that in with that Khaled as well.
Yeah, because even if you take a look at Aurora and the members who were present in that fight, mostly it's just really going to come from Demon Kite. And his damage is a bit more explosive. It's more one time, big time.
That's right. More focused.
One time, big time.
One time, big time. And you don't really get to see the sustained damage output come out just yet, not unless Dominic Kite can really be part of it. Oh, and be the king.
I mean, he's feeling the 4-0. You know, he's not looking for a kill there on against a Terizla, but he's pretty stacked up, man. At 4-0, he's already got what? He's got a War Axe. He's built into the Fury Hammer now at this point. The team just really sets up MP to be able to go ahead and pop off like this on the Leomord. And it should almost be the same for Demon Kite to be able to go ahead and respond in that way, but just so far, the way the team fights have gone, it's just been in Twisted's favor, and Nasha's been able to farm up this whole time.
Yeah, and Twisted might feel like, again, this is the factor that you get when you pick up such good heroes like the Zushin and the Khaled. Just has so much priority in the team fights, and they're willing to do this. I like that Tracy is actually so willing to join these and to dive in alongside like very, very veteran players like MP the King, right?
Yeah.
But when you think about it, Tracy's also like a year-long veteran. He's been playing for years.
Just elsewhere.
Internationally, so I guess I kind of get it.
Yeah, although I guess Aurora might want to be a bit more cautious about these dives that they go for, because even despite all these starts or these Raging Sandstorms coming in from Yue, which he copies, it's only been one kill for Aurora.
True.
He's got his own Phantom Steed now. Half health on the Turtle. 1-for-1 on both sides. It's going to break down, and Demon Kite will secure it. Once again, the fight breaks out. Throne of Ruin dropped down to the Zaman Force, and now Yue with his own Phantom Steed goes through, but Light's going to fall, and Demon Kite is forced back, and Demon Kite tries to run away too. Yue is there to help cut him off, but has to burn a flicker on out. So Twisted, they'll fight back. They lost Tracy. Both roamers went down, and Turtle goes to Aurora.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1. Definitely small steps here. Baby steps for Aurora is all they need. Again, your gold laner has the guy to make stuff happen like he's doing now. Just to get more gold into that favor. As long as Dominic Kite's fine, I feel like they should be able to just slowly get into equilibrium here.
Yeah, I agree. That's all that's probably going to matter. And it's looking really good for Dominic Kite, up by almost 2K.
2K.
Against Nausha.
Damn.
So things are working out for them at least. And when it comes to the latter portions of the game, when you get to see the team fights break out, the 5v5s might actually be quite in favor of Aurora this time around.
That's true.
Compared to the first few team fights, Dominic Kite wasn't really there. So even if he had to go for the more extended fights, all they had was Demon Kite.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? You have Dominic Kite who's very happy to take them. And even though the gold is equal, imagine more of your gold is on the gold laner. On the guys who actually can use that.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think recently Yue, or at least in the past few team fights, has taken more of like an initiator role.
Yeah.
It's either he steals away the Raging Sandstorm, or even in that moment where he got the Phantom Steed, because in a way the Phantom Steed kinda also starts things off. So.
It alleviates some of the pressure also from Edward, and then Light can kind of decide where he wants to put this down. Edward jumping on through defensively. Penalty zone used, but here comes the Lantern into the Phantom Steed. Another kill going to Twisted in the hands of MP.
That's a lot of pressure on Edward, though. Right there, he had no one else. He probably wouldn't also pop the penalty zone.
5v4.
Half health on this Lord here. Can Demon Kite make some moves happen? Glorious Pathway drop down, tries to get a range, but won't get it. Now Light's going to be in trouble. He falls. And there you go, Twisted once again, just winning a fight against Aurora.
Yeah, that was a very nice attempt from Light. A small disconnect at the very end there, where I don't think they actually dove in quite at the same time.
Yeah. Or maybe if Light did want to go in by himself, he just wanted to probably land that stun on MP the King.
Right,
I think he wanted to just give maybe that also small chance that Demon Kite could get the Lord.
The Lord, yeah.
but it just didn't happen. And so far, it's Twisted Minds leading together with the Lord, pushing all sides of the map so far. And this lead will probably balloon a bit more towards their side. It's been a 6-0-2 game for MP the King on this Leomord. And you could probably officially say that it has been snowballing.
It's massively been snowballing. So much standing gold on the map, by the way. You're right. It's going to balloon Twisted so much.
Zaman Force already used down too. A flicker as well from Kite. So turrets are all falling down. Twisted, that might be all they get off that Lord, but still, they're in control of it. It seems like they're just waiting for Aurora to either overstep or they want to go. Nasha's actually the one to get caught out. Even using the Purify, he'll go down. So a quick turn of events there now for Aurora. Let's see what they can do with it.
Right. Nausha was able to actually close that gold gap a bit. But he should not have went down at that moment, I feel.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, those are like small unforgivables. Like you should not be able to get picked off. I mean, he's gonna be back in time for the next Lord, but you're already having the advantage. You already have it. You don't let go. And that's usually the call. But then again, you know what? Aurora's just pretty good at pickoffs as well, especially since Kite is just already max level.
Yeah, that's probably what they really are going to specialize on at this point in the game, where I feel like Kite has a much more reliable output in terms of damage when he gets to find those isolated plays or even these players from Twisted Minds. And it's not just that, it's quite understandable in the sense that Nausha would definitely want to, as we mentioned, close that gap, so he had to look for the farm elsewhere.
Yep.
And it wasn't really a point in the game where you were expecting a team fight. It's just that Aurora were able to really capitalize on that moment where they were trying to manage the lane. So let's see how things actually turn out from this point onwards. Twisted Minds still in the lead, but definitely Aurora, they still have their chances.
Yeah, for Twisted Minds, I feel like we should not do a redo of that. Just make sure you stick together as much as possible. You already evened out those other lanes, those long lanes. Don't go ahead and bite off more than you can chew. And if you do this. You know, you have Tracy on the side, just ready to bail you out anytime.
Yep.
And you should have a pretty even Lord fight.
Yep, you got Trinity 2 here locked in for Nausha. So he's going to go into his defensive item now. We'll see what he decides to go in and take. In this case, too, with this Lord being up here, this is probably one of the big times we see actual full 5v5 set up in this way, because there's usually been pickoffs or leading into it, and UA's been holding on to this Throne of Ruin from the Alice. We'll see what they end up doing. Kite's going to make his way up here. It's already under half health, though. They're going to have to stall this out a little bit. They might be a little bit too late. Lansu gets the Lord. There's the fight. Nausha tries to get away, and MP will go down. It's a shutdown, and Lansu could be next. Won't be able to get away with the Gleam. So Aurora picks up 2 kills, but the Lord goes to Twisted.
Massive shutdown gold you got there from taking down MP the King.
Yeah, you got so much gold. You also have like massive tempo. Although, of course, Twisted, it did end up getting the Lord at the end, but you lose out 2, you will lose more towers because of that.
Yeah, Aurora are looking to even out the map. They probably also do not want the Lord to get any further. But this is still Twisted Minds with 3 members on the top side of the map. Tracy?
Does he want to Regent Sandstorm into this? I think he wants to. They're going to go in. Edward keeping Nausha at bay, already using the penalty zone. They're trying to get out of here, but they could be in a bad position if they get caught out. Tracy still has the ultimate. He's still got the Raging Sandstorm. He might look to give it a go. Doesn't have a flicker, though, so he goes Quicksand Guards, heals up, Lord's still up. Aurora might want to go ahead and reset and just deal with this Lord here.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just keeping tabs.
That is the conservative play. I know Twisted had that Raging Sandstorm. They could have engaged, but they decided, you know what? Let's not risk it. Try to go near the turrets. Try to make sure that Aurora is pressured before we fight.
And suddenly we're on the other side of the map.
There it is. Raging Sandstorm with the Glorious Pathway there too. A penalty zone will be able to lock down MP. And here's Kite to take him out again. Lord cleared up and 1 down for Twisted. Aurora is trying to get control of the game.
Now this is a back and forth.
This is a great game 3.
We haven't had back and forth games today as much.
In a while.
In a while.
Yeah, actually, I like what we're seeing here from Aurora, they're definitely not afraid to commit, especially with Light. I think the calls that Light are making are definitely working out. Again, MPL King's second consecutive death, definitely not faring well, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he's still pretty much full items already anyway.
Yeah, the gold for him at least is not really going to matter. It's just that he probably still needs a bit more to complete that one Fury Hammer.
Oh yeah,
he's
Fury
still
Hammer,
building. Right. Or if ever he does want to swap it out with something else, because we are approaching the 15 or the late game.
Yep.
Actually, I think it's
We're
one of the
in
few
territory.
times we actually got to reach this point in the game.
Had rather quick games today. This one could be dragged out around the 20-minute mark. I know we got Lord coming up here in about 20 seconds.
Yep.
MP pretty much had all the rain he wanted to throughout this point of the game until now. He's been shut down and died twice. So Aurora's figuring out how to go ahead and approach this. We'll see if Twisted decides to go ahead and change their approach before this Lord comes up, as a Winter Crown is now picked up by Dome and Kite. So something that can be utilized into this fight, this dance for the Lord. Look at the positioning that Twisted is going to come from. They're actually going to blitz us down. Some of the information already given. Yeah. They know they're all at the mid. This is going to be a quick work by Aurora. They're going for it, and Demon Kite will get the Lord and Light. He drops down the Glorious Pathway in a huge penalty zone to set things up, but they go in with their own counter punch. Twisted turn the fight around. Dome and Kite won't be able to do anything. It doesn't matter if they got the Lord. Twisted will wipe out Aurora. They'll take out the Lord, and they're ready to march towards the base here. The waves are pushing in, and just when Aurora saw the lights, it was dimmed out by Twisted as they go in the full series against the world champs, and they defeat them 2-1.
Everyone's mouths are just